So hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Sunny, your host, and it's going to be another quick start video. So in this video, we are going to explore a new library called as Pandas AI. So Pandas AI is nothing but it's a new library which recently released, and it can actually help to extend the capabilities of Pandas by integrating it with generative AI, and it makes the interaction with the data fairly conversational, and it's just like you are passing a text prompt and you get a response. It's that easy, and you don't have to write a number of lines of code just to get the certain answer. Okay, by just using a text prompt you can get your answers, and you can interact with your data, you can get your insights, and even you can get the plots as well. Okay, so without talking much, let's get started and see that what capabilities it has practically. Okay, see you all in this video. So today we are going to look into a brand new, or you can say fairly new, Python package that is called as Pandas AI. So since the beginning of the LLMs, that is large language models like ChatGPT and other alternative variants. So since then only I was thinking that, okay, if they can, if they are so powerful, why not if we provide some data, our own data, can they access it or not? So it has been a question for many, and Pandas AI, as well as like even if you wish Langchain also, so they can help you to achieve that. Okay, so Pandas AI has a very simple interface and it is still very new. So let's explore that and let's see that, okay, what capabilities it has and how helpful it can be to fast forward our work. So here are the some steps, basic steps to follow along if you want to follow this tutorial. So I have mentioned here in the readme as well as in the demo.jupyter notebook that I have, demo IPyNB. So the first is that you have these main requirements. So the first requirement is that you should have Python version 3.9 or above. If you don't, then in that case it will not work. Okay, if you go for 3.8, it will not work. And then you need to have these basic dependencies installed. In that you will find that Pandas AI is the package. And for this I have a requirements.txt file, so you can use that. Then you also need an OpenAI API key. And for the other large language models, they are creating the support, so it will still it says still work under progress. So after creating the, or after getting the Open API key, so you should have this .n file into your root of the project. Okay, for that I have this .n template which I created, so it will look like that only. So you can simply copy paste this .n template and then replace your OpenAI API key with your own key. And I have these screenshot which will help you to achieve that. Okay, and even the link is there, OpenAI keys link, so you can directly jump in there. And if you don't have accounts, so you can create it. Then after that you can initialize the bash script for project setup, or if you wish you can follow your own step to create the environment for yourself, and then you can simply install your like requirements in that particular environment and then activate it. So after that we are ready to go. And also I have provided some references for Pandas AI. So if I click on this, so you will go to this, so you can see that very new, it's the, and if you just check their release history, so the first release was in April 24, so it's not very old. Okay, so still there you will see there is a lot of development required. And also I have their GitHub. So they do not have any official documentation, they just have this GitHub, and you can see the number of comments are just 141, but it's very interesting to see. So you can see some of the examples that they have already provided, so you can look into that. Like you can see that they are reading this data set, simple data set, and then after after activating your OpenAI, and after that what they're doing is they're simply passing your data frame to their PandasAI.run method and with the prompt. And once you run this, so you will get a response like these. Okay, so we will try, even it can plot you a graph as well, so that is also a possibility. Okay, and apart from that, let me also tell you that if you're using free credits of OpenAI for this, so maybe you will get a rate limit error, because when you run Pandas AI and if you're running for a very let's say if you are asking it some complex answers, okay, or questions, sorry, so in that case it may try to run multiple LLM API calls, In that case, if there is a rate limit error, it's generally it's 3 API calls per minute. So that is for the OpenAI free accounts. So in that case, you may get this rate limit error exception. So if you want to try, so just give it a very simple queries which can be executed in just one simple call, or you can just try it. Like you can just have a hit and trial. But and otherwise, what you can do is you can even go for a paid API. So let me give you a brief information here that if you go for a paid API, so whenever you will fill in your credit card details there, so it will charge you $5 initially. Okay, because I tried and it charges $5 initially, and then at the end of the month you will be charged as per the uses. Okay, so that's how it works. And again, if you're going for that, so I will ask you to set up a hard limit and soft limit there so that you will not end up spending more. Okay, so just keep an eye in the uses as well. So that's it for the basic instruction that you need. So let's start with our demo. So I have already done the basic inputs. I hope it is visible. If not, so let me make it slightly larger. So let's run this. So this will load the environment for us. And then I have a data which is already present. You will find it in my GitHub as well. So you can directly run it and it will just simply read the, okay, it seems like I haven't imported the pathlib here. So let me import that. So you can see it is having, it's a same housing, California housing data set, which is having longitude and latitude, then housing median age and so on. Target variable is this median house value and so after this, the next step will be like read your OpenAPI key and pass it your token to this OpenAI class, which we have imported here. Okay, so you can see these are the two imports from PandasAI. One is the PandasAI class and the other one is LLM.OpenAI import OpenAI class. Okay, so in the OpenAI, I will just pass the API token. So this token is already present into .env file. So with the help of python.env library, I'm able to read this OpenAI API key. Okay, and I'm just passing it to this OpenAI token argument, and it will initialize this object, LLM object. And after that, we are creating a new object from PandasAI class, which will take this large language model object here. So let's run this. That's it. So after this, now we are ready to do the experiments. Okay. So let's say if you want to find median value for, let's say, of median house value. Okay. So the median house value column is there. So if you want to find out the median of it, so what you will do normally, so you will simply say that median house value, or simply say result is equals to, you will read your data frame, and then inside that we will call for this column median house value, and then simply dot median, right? Normally this is how we will get the median value, and let's print the result also. So since this result is coming from directly from pandas, so I will simply say pandas, and I will say that the median value is result, and let's say we want just two decimal places. So this f is for float, and dot, after dot we have 2f. That means we are just expecting two decimal values after the, if you are getting the float values. So let's run this. So you will get the value as 179700 dot. Okay, so this value is in dollars because as per the data, so these values are representing in dollars. So you can even give this sign here, and you can simply say that this is the value of the median house value column. Okay, so this is a simple Python pandas application use case, right? So now let's say if you want to do it using PandasAI, so in that case, let me copy paste this itself, and here let me mention this is from PandasAI. Why I'm doing so is just I want to show you that the results, comparison of the results. Okay, so that you will be sure that okay, the result being generated by PandasAI is correct or not. So here we can simply say, instead of this, we'll say PandasAI dot, there is a run method, and we will pass our data frame first, and then we will give the prompt. So let me write prompt here. So the prompt is, let's say, what's the median value of median house value? Okay, this is our prompt. So we will pass it here. You can write it here itself, but I just want, the code should look slightly clean. So that's why I kept it outside. Okay. So let's run this and let's see the response. Okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. So here we will simply say, actually, it's earlier we were just printing the float, right? So here it will give you output as as a string. So we'll simply put the result here, okay, and it will, let's see what it gives you. So if it takes a longer time, so it may it may give you some connection error as well. So you can simply rerun it and it will work. So you can see it gave me rate limit error. So let me try it again, and also you will see if you make certain mistakes also, like median house value, so there was a spelling mistake. So let me try it again and it should give you an answer. Right now this tool is not perfect, but yes, if you give it a right input, so it can give you a right outcome. So you can see that it is giving you the exact outcome that we have got by a normal panda as well. Okay, so and also it returns it in a like in a sentence form. Okay, so let's try with some more simple queries. So let's say if I want to get the average, okay, so average of median income. So I have some code snippets, so let me paste it. So you can see average income. For that we will simply go to the median income and just try to get the mean. So it will give us the, okay, I think, yep, so it should be data frame here. So yeah, you can see that it is giving us a value of $3.87. That is the average income. Now let's try with the Pandas AI, same thing. So again, here we have the tell me the average median income. So response is equals to pandas AI.run, same thing, okay, that we have done earlier. So let's try to see that what outcome we get. Yeah, so you can see that it is saying the average median income is around 3.87. So that is very interesting. So let's try to find out something more complex maybe. Okay, so let's say if I want to find out the correlation, right? So for that, let's say I want to find out I want to find out the correlation between population versus median house value. So I have a code here ready. So in order to get the population median house value correlation, so we have to get the data frame and get the population column, and on that we have a .corr, that is correlation method, and you can pass on the, again, data frame with the column that you want to compare, right? So you will get the outcome here. So let's try to run this. So it says that the correlation is around minus 0.02, which is very negligible. So let's see that if it can be found by the pandas AI, correct? So let me change this prompt here. So I will simply say that how much is the correlation between population and median house value. Okay, and let's see the response. So it says that minus 0.246, and it is actually returning, since we have actually restricted here to 2 decimal places, here we didn't actually, because it's returning a string value. So you can see it's correct, and even it is telling you some insight as well, like the correlation between population and median house value is very weak. Okay, so that is also which is coming up from pandas.ai. Now let's take some more complex. Let's say if we want to plot a graph, right? So I have a graph which let me paste this code here. So yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm importing a matplotlib here, and these are some bunch of, you can say, some font size setting, okay, for Vitex and Legend as well as Access and Font, and we are just creating a data frame here, a histogram here, okay, and with 50 bin size. So, and also the figure size is also, so its code is self-explanatory. Let's try to run it, and maybe it can throw an error if we do not have matplotlib, but I think, yeah, it was installed as a dependency for other packages. So if it is not installed, so definitely install matplotlib. So you can see that it is just returning a distribution graph, okay, with the help of histogram. So this is for every column which is numerical in nature. So we have longitude, latitude, and so on. So let's see if it can be done with the pandas AI also. So for that, we will, again, the same method can work. Okay, we just have to change the prompt here. So let's say now we can say that plot the histogram for this data set. Okay, so let's see that, okay, what it gives you. This sometime takes time, and if you're using free credits, so in that case you will always get a rate limit error. That is obvious. So you can see it has returned, right, same results. That's even greater, right? So you don't have to write this bunch of code. But again, I have done some multiple settings here for the label. If we get rid of that, so it's not going to create any issue. Okay, so let me, if I comment this and if I rerun it, So we'll not get any issue here. Okay, so let me leave it as it is. So you can see that it is Pandas AI is going to be, it's so great, right? Like in just 3 lines of code, you can get so much done. Okay, and the similar stuff you can do with the help of LangChain agents as well. But this library is very specific to Pandas itself, and yeah, it seems promising, right? It can speed up our maybe EDA task, and so at least we can brainstorm on the results. It's not necessary that you can completely believe on the result, but it will definitely fast forward your like work here in this case, right? And yeah, before we end up this, let's see we can get some more information from here or not. So let's say if I want to find out some missing data, right? So for that, what is the, let's say, data frame, and if I want to find out some missing elements, so let's say, so in, I am just checking that if there is any null value and then getting the sum of all the like those null values, and we are just getting the converting into a frame. Okay, so you can see here that total bedroom has around 207 data points which are missing, right? So same thing, let's try with the with Pandas AI. Okay, so here we can simply ask this, that is there any missing data in the data set? Tell me the column name and also how much data is missing. Okay, so it's a very long prompt. So let's see that, okay, if it gives us the answer or not. Let me put it into a new line and let's try to run this. Yeah, so you can see, yes, there is a missing data in the data set, and the column with the missing data is total bedroom. That is correct, and it is having 207 missing values. So that's even better. It's getting better, right? So it is also returning string with values that you need. So that's even cool about this. Now let's also see that, okay, if you want to calculate skew in the data, so let's look into the skewness. So for, let's say, total bedrooms dot skew method is there. Very simple and straightforward. So if I run this, it gives you 3.459. Okay, and which sees it's actually highly skewed. Okay, and so let me also see, you can even like observe this through the graph as well. So you can see, let's go to the graph that we have just generated. So for the total bedrooms, you can see it is highly skewed. It is right skewed. So yeah, so that's why this positive value, that is 3.45, and so let's try to get the same thing from Pandas AI. Okay, so we can simply ask it that, let's say, calculate skewness in total bedrooms. Okay, let's see that what it gives. Yeah, so it says that the skewness in total number of bedrooms is 3.46, indicating that the distribution is highly skewed towards larger values. Okay, that means what it's trying to say, that if you look into the graph, so these are the larger values, right, to the right extreme, right, and there is the most skewness. So that is what it's trying to say. So that's great, right? So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and similarly you can do the experiments, more experiments, but definitely you will need statistical knowledge at least to interpret the results, okay, whether it is correct or not. So you cannot totally depend upon the AI tools, because you need to have your own thoughts as well here in this case. So yeah, that's it for the demo, and till then, keep on learning and keep on exploring.